Games 12. The Mountain comes to life January 24th, live on ESPN and ABC.
You're pretty. Waiting long?
Yeah, and I'm late.
No car, huh?
Bad credit.
I got a car.
Hey, I can't get financing.
Sure you can. It's easy. Just call 1-800-BAR-NONE. If you need car financing, even if you have bad credit, 1-800-BAR-NONE could get you approved in minutes.
1-800-BAR-NONE? You can? I am? Really?
Scintillating. Need a car? Call 1-800-BAR-NONE. Everyone deserves a second chance, bar none. Call now.
Friends, we're in a fight for our conservative values. I'm a conservative. Always have been. Always will be. I'll fight against amnesty and benefits for illegals. I'll work to keep your taxes low and keep a prosperous economy. I'm 100% pro-life. That's why South Carolina Citizens for Life endorse me. And you can trust me to protect our security against Islamic radicals. I'm Fred Thompson, and I approve this message because with your help, we can win this fight. I'd appreciate your vote Saturday.
If you're talking GMC, new or used, you're talking Hyatt Pontiac Buick GMC. Right now, we've got select 08 professional-grade GMCs with rebates to $4,000, like an 08 Sierra with a GM 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty. You buy it at 2.9% for 60 months. Lease a hot new 08 Pontiac G6 for just $199 a month. And we still have a few remaining 07 GMCs now available with 0% financing for 60 months and the full GM warranty.
And remember, folks, if you don't buy from Hyatt, you will pay too much.
Sports with Mark Haggard, weekends at 6 and 11, only on News Channel 15. Next on News Channel 15 at 6.
But we weren't prepared for this. We didn't know this was going to happen.
Problem at the polls. Reports of voters getting turned away at numerous polling locations in Horry County. What things are looking like now and what one candidate is asking from an Horry County judge. Watching winter weather, some areas seeing snow and others rain. How big of a role the weather's playing in voter turnout. And who will win the South Carolina Republican primary? A political analyst shares his thoughts in a live interview. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Stephen DeFranco, joined now by Jim Heath, and we begin with an election day nightmare. We have a combination of bad weather and bad voting machines. It's making things extremely difficult for election officials. And now there's word that one presidential candidate is asking a judge to keep the polls open. Jim, what can you tell us?
I tell you what, this has the potential of being a big national story, Stephen, because in the middle of hosting these two presidential debates that we have, the Republican last week and, of course, the Democratic debate coming up on Monday, the election problems being encountered today in Horry County could not come at a worse time, frankly. With claims from voters that were told to, quote-unquote, come back later, that's been happening throughout the day in Horry County. The campaign now of Senator John McCain is frantically seeking a court order to extend voting in Horry County until 8 p.m., an additional hour. Polling is supposed to close tonight at 7 o'clock. The McCain camp now considering requesting having voting extended till 8. A source in the McCain camp told me within the last hour that they are very concerned about these malfunctioning electronic machines. We'll have more on that in just a minute. And keep in mind, McCain's camp has been hoping on a big win in Horry County. It's one of the few areas that he actually won 8 years ago, back in 2000. So the McCain camp very concerned that their vote is being suppressed due to the voting complications today. But in a weird twist, I just got off the phone literally just a couple of minutes ago with Judge Stephen John. He would handle this particular case on behalf of the McCain campaign, or he would hear it, and he told me he's heard nothing yet from the McCain campaign specifically requesting an extension. I suspect, Stephen, that what's happening here is the McCain legal team is trying to analyze what their case will be, getting all of their legal maneuvering in order, and then they'll take it to the judge at the last minute, and chances are the judge will hear it within the next hour if the McCain camp decides to pull that trigger.
They don't have a lot of time left today, though.
No, they certainly don't. But keep in mind that judges typically in elections like this, election scenarios, are usually very liberal. So if the McCain camp were to come in 6 or 6:30 and say, hey, here's the evidence, we'd like an additional hour, chances are the judge would extend that because a judge usually wants to make sure that all voters get a chance to participate, particularly in a presidential election.
Okay, well, we will have to keep an eye on that, and we certainly have a little time to do it in.
And as soon as we hear anything, we'll immediately pass that along.
Okay, well, we should have word hopefully before the end of the newscast.
Right.
Okay, Jim, we'll check back in just a minute. And we begin with an election day nightmare. A combination of bad weather and bad voting machines is making things extremely difficult for election officials. And now there's word that one presidential candidate is asking the judge to keep the polls open. And of course, you heard Jim Heath talking about that. And we will check back shortly with him for more on that developing story. Now, as we wait for that word tonight, let's go live to one of those problem polling locations in Horry County. News Channel 15's Autumn Perry is live at Carolina Forest Elementary in Myrtle Beach. And Autumn, you witnessed many of the problems at the polls firsthand today.
Yeah, Stephen, this precinct is one of dozens across the county experiencing that voting nightmare. We did some digging, and here's what we can tell you about the cause of the problem. County officials are telling us the reason those machines were not properly working today is because they were not properly reset last night, creating a huge problem for poll workers this morning. It's a sound poll workers simply don't need on Election Day.
We got them all set up, and then they would not accept the little pad that you put in. It says it isn't working in this machine. And we said, oh my goodness.
User error on the end of election workers shut down the voting machines at 80% of precincts across Horry County.
Our machines are broken, so you're going to have to vote on a paper ballot.
Poll workers and voters managed the old-fashioned way.
Pick one candidate, fill the bubble, hold this up, place it in this envelope, seal it, and place it in that box over there.
The paper and pencil method worked for a few hours until the paper ballots started to run out.
We have about 25 more ballots left.
Mary Notaft, a poll worker at the Myrtle Trace Clubhouse, called the Horry County Election Office, but with no one there to run ballots back, they sent someone to pick them up and avoided a close call.
Well, we usually have a pretty good turnout, so that's why.
I know. This is one of my biggest ones.
Around 1 o'clock at the precinct in Carolina Forest, poll workers were on their third batch of ballots. That batch was slowly dwindling, and hundreds more voters were still expected.
We weren't prepared for this. We didn't know this was going to happen.
We have heard from several voters who say they were turned away because the precincts ran out of ballot paper. That did not happen here. However, we did talk to Gary Baum with the State Election Commission. He tells us if that did happen, voters should have been allowed to cast their vote on any piece of paper available. We'll continue, of course, to track that story for you and bring you the latest on News Channel 15 tonight at 11. But for now, I'm live inside Carolina Forest Elementary School. Autumn Perry, Stephen, back to you.
Okay, Autumn, thanks a lot for that live report. And as if problems with the voting machines was not enough, voters across our area are having to deal with snow and rain. Let's go to First Alert forecaster Kristen Van Dyke for a quick look at conditions. Kristen.
That's right, Stephen. We are seeing a variety of precipitation across the area, primarily rainfall down by the Grand Strand and mainly east of I-95, and that's where the heaviest of the precip is occurring. It's a little more scattered the further west that you do go. That rain-snow line, though, is running right along I-95 up towards Florence on up to the north and west of Lumberton. Areas around here have seen about an inch of accumulation of snow, but you can see that it is more scattered to the west, and this will continue to move into the area, so there could be a little more accumulation as we go through the rest of the night, but expected to really taper off, and eventually we could see a few snow flurries even make it to the Grand Strand as those temperatures start to drop. Let's go ahead and take a look at those numbers right now. We'll take a look. There is a winter weather advisory in effect, by the way, for those areas, and I'll go into tomorrow morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at the temps for tonight. Temperatures right at freezing for Florence, and then as we head towards 10 o'clock tonight, those temps falling to right around 30 degrees with that snow shower starting to taper off, and again, we could see a few flurries mixing with that rain for the Grand Strand. I'll have more for you coming up in just a little while.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kristen. As you heard her say, some rain and snow pummeling the Grand Strand. Folks in the PD are dealing with much worse conditions. Here's a look at some of the snowfall in Marlborough and Dillon counties. There have been several closures reported in the area for tomorrow. We have a weather closures and delay page on our website, WPDE.com. We will continue to update that list throughout the night, so check it often. Weather was the expected headline for the primaries today, but as we mentioned, voting problems in Horry County are the top story. Joining us live now, News Channel 15's Mike Essien in our newsroom. As Autumn told us earlier, we know there was a problem, but how did it happen?
Well, Stephen, Horry County officials tell me it was human error. The question now, whose error was that? Here's what we've learned throughout the afternoon. Before any election, workers use test votes to make sure the voting machines are working. When they're finished, they're supposed to clear those test votes. But Horry County officials tell me that that was not done. As a safety feature, those machines then lock up to prevent anyone from tampering with votes. and that led to problems at about 80% of the precincts in Horry County. Horry County election officials tell us tonight they're just focused mainly on getting through the rest of the night, but we've invited Horry County Council Chairman Liz Gillen to join us live now to address this problem. Liz, we've just received a news release from the State Election Commission just hours or minutes ago about how they've kind of washed their hands of this. Now it's in the county's hands. What is the county going to be doing?
The county is going to be scrambling to make up for it. We will make it through the night, counting the ballots by hand, and then try to figure out tomorrow what happened, although I think we already know.
Well, we know what happened. Do you think county council will be investigating this to look into the details as to how this happened?
You know, I think it'll all come down to something fairly simple that will be easy to fix. Nobody did it on purpose, but it couldn't have been at a worse time.
All right, thank you so much, Councilman Liz Gillen joining us live tonight. And as she mentioned, they will be counting those ballots by hand. 40 to 50 extra workers have been called in to help with that. We're going to continue to follow this story. We'll have a live report for you tonight at 11. For now, I'm live in the newsroom. Mike Essie and Stephen, back to you.
Okay, Mike, thanks a lot. Sounds like they have a busy night ahead. Voting in the PD went much more smoothly than Horry County. The biggest issue for voters there, just who to vote for. News Channel 15's Tanya Brown joins us live from outside our Florence studios. Tanya, how's it going?
Stephen, so far, so good. The rain, wind, and snow in some places haven't hampered things too much today in the PD. Now, many people are voting in different places because officials combined precincts to help save money. But voters say this is an important primary, one they cannot afford to miss.
I like your sign there, boy.
Before 9:30 this morning in the Ebenezer precinct in Florence, more than 300 people had already cast their ballots.
They wanted to.
It's busier than usual. That's because election officials moved 2 more precincts here to help the county save money.
Everything is working good.
And that's good news to voters who say a number of issues, such as immigration, brought them to the polls today.
The immigration was the straw that broke my back this summer.
If we're not smart enough to control our borders, then what else can we do?
How you doing? In Darlington County, it's the economy that concerns many voters.
I'm retired, so the economy means a great deal to me at this point.
Overall, voters say at this point there needs to be a change, and that's why they voted in the Republican primary versus the Democratic one next Saturday.
I've made my decision. The best leaders, the best management of our country seem to be the Republican Party.
Republicans can do a lot better job. Hope I'm right, because like I said, I'm retired and we've got a lot vested in this.
That was pretty much the sentiments of all the voters I talked with today. Many of them tell me they will closely watch the results tonight to see if their candidate makes it. Live in Florence, outside in the cold rain. Stephen, back to you.
Tanya, get back inside where it's warm. Thanks a lot. Okay, bad voting machines, bad weather. It's a recipe for election disasters. To analyze what's happening with the vote, let's turn to News Channel 15's Jim Heath and our political analyst, Eddie Dyer. Jim, Eddie.
Stephen, thank you very much. And Eddie, I'll tell you what, the eyes of the country looking in, how damaging is it that Horry County, seemingly at this hour, has had such difficulty in counting votes?
Doesn't look good, but human error is what's being claimed, and I take it on face value. I don't think there's anything malicious going on here. Evidently the machines just malfunction, and that can happen anywhere except where you have paper ballots. So.
But if you are the campaign of John McCain, obviously as reported at the top, they've got a lot at stake here. They're hoping for a big turnout. What do you think the likelihood is, with 45 minutes to go, that they will go to a judge and say, look, we need to extend an hour so that we can make sure that every Horry County citizen voted today?
If I were advising him, and this is free and that's probably what it's worth, costs you nothing, that's what it's worth, but I would go to the party first and ask them to extend it because they can. It's their election and the party officials can do that, and the McCain campaign could avoid the image of having to go to court over something like this.
And when we talk about John McCain, if we look at this map from 2000, you'll see that back in the 2000 primary, basically John McCain's presidential campaign ended here, but you'll see the red counties he won back in 2000, including Horry, down in the low country. So when John McCain talks about going to a judge or going to court to try to make sure that every vote is counted, that is the reason why. He did well here in 2000. He's expecting to do even better this time around.
Very much so. He's very strong in the low country, the 1st Congressional District, very strong in Horry County. So I don't blame him for trying to seek an extension of the polls, but I would do it with the election officials first, with the Republican Party.
Tell you what, polls have shown him ahead, although slightly, of Mike Huckabee. There's still something in the back of my mind that says John McCain, South Carolina, a win is not going to happen. Am I wrong?
I think the polls are fairly accurate. I think they are close. But if all the votes get counted, it would not surprise me if McCain comes out on top.
Right, and you predicted that a couple days ago. Mike Huckabee, one of his problems, he's splitting that evangelical conservative vote in the upstate right now. He's splitting it with Mitt Romney. Fred Thompson, obviously, has put every last campaign dime, primarily in the upstate. It looks like if Huckabee fails, it will be because, not that he was not more popular than John McCain, but there were too many alternatives on the right.
I think that's true, but I don't think he will fail. I think he'll get close to what McCain gets. I think Thompson has to get, in my estimation, 20 percentage points here to continue his campaign.
If he does not, does he drop out next week?
I don't know that he'll drop out, but I don't think he'll be very effective as a candidate if he doesn't get at least 20% here.
Very good. All right, headline of the hour, John McCain wondering whether he'll go to a judge or go to the party, asking for an extension of voting hours. We'll stay on that. Dr. Eddie Dyer, our political analyst, Jim Heath. Stephen, back to you.
Okay, Jim. Good job, guys. All right, now to Nevada, where voters voiced their views in the Republican and Democratic caucus. The Democratic race was hotly contested, with Hillary Clinton tonight being declared the winner, followed closely by Barack Obama. On the Republican side, only Mitt Romney competed and has been named the winner. There's just one more day until the Democratic candidates make their way to Myrtle Beach for their turn in a debate. The debate will be Monday at the Palace Theater. Federal, local, and state authorities are collaborating to ensure that all goes smoothly. There will be minor street closures near the Palace Theater, but police are urging drivers to avoid the area if they are not going to the debate. Parking will not be allowed at the theater. All attendees will have to park elsewhere and will be bused to the site. We will have complete coverage of the Democratic presidential debate Monday night. Also, the rain is not the only problem. Snow is hitting parts of our region. The big question tonight is how much snow and how much we can expect throughout the night. Kristen Van Dyke, first forecaster, gives us the information on that now. Kristen.
We will have a look at those accumulations coming up, and it's going to get a lot colder around here. All those details coming up after the break.
We are first to alert you of severe or changing weather conditions with accurate coverage instead of hype.
We have the most advanced weather forecasting and tracking systems.
Weather systems we chose above all others to protect you. Protect your family,
your home,
your business. We're the most experienced,
the most advanced,
most accurate weather team. We are your local weather team.
Part of your local team. First, accurate, balanced.
Newsom Automotive is home of GM certified used no worries vehicles. Each GM certified used vehicle goes through a 110-point inspection, certifying them back to GM standards by factory trained technicians before you ever see one on our lot. Each one has a 100,000-mile limited warranty, is clearly marked on the lot, and priced less than Kelley Blue Book values. Well-qualified buyers qualify for 60-month special low-rate financing. So whether you're looking for a car, truck, or sport utility, before you buy, shop our GM certified used vehicles at Newsom Automotive, 2199 David McLeod Boulevard, Florence.
Hello, I'm Scott Burleson with Camper Country. Come on in and let me take you on a traveling experience. Whether your destination is in our home state of South Carolina in a Class A, or to the Blue Ridge Parkway in Grandfather Mountain in a Class C, remember, all the beauty of our country can be seen while traveling with your family and friends with all the comforts of home. So what are you waiting for? Come on down to the RVing experts at Camper Country. Let us show you how to get to your travel destination.
You're gonna get guaranteed low prices, IGA.
Save in the new year with your hometown proud IGA. Oh, boneless pork loin, $1.89 a pound. Edie's ice cream, buy one, get one free. Peter Pan peanut butter, buy one, get one free. IGA American cheese singles, buy one, get one free. Nissan Top Roman noodles, buy one, get one free. And Sunkist navel oranges, buy one, get one free.
Guaranteed low prices, IGA.
There's no better deal than the Time Warner Cable Power Bundle. With the money you save, you can use digital phone to order your wife flowers. Use Roadrunner's blazing fast speed to buy her concert tickets. And then you can watch all your favorite sports in crystal clear HD as much as you want. So call or go online to get it all on Time Warner Cable's advanced fiber network for as low as $29.95 each per month for a year. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
New Honda Accord. Have you driven one?
Just $259 a month.
2008 Car and Driver 10 Best Award.
22 times since 1983.
That's a record.
31 miles per gallon. Now that makes sense.
Accord drives like a high-priced luxury. Nice interior. I feel good in my Accord.
Accord's been our favorite car.
And this is the best one yet.
That's a whole lot of car for $259 a month. Honda, your style, mile after mile.
See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today.
For nearly half a century, the Scotland Inn has been proudly serving the Sandhills area of North Carolina. Family owned and operated, the Scotland Inn offers great rates starting at $39.95 a night, over 60 channels of television, plus microwaves and refrigerators in every room. If you're planning on staying with us for an extended time, ask about our special extended stay rates. Plus, enjoy great food at Champ's Fine Food and Spirits, located in the Scotland Inn. The Scotland Inn, Highway 401 and 74 bypass, just across the state line in Laurinburg.
Hyatt Pontiac Buick GMC says come and get them. We're loaded with GM certified pre-owned vehicles. Many are local trades, available today with financing as low as 2.9%. Like an 07 Pontiac Grand Prix with 100,000-mile warranty. Finance $12,000 and your payments are just $224 a month. And that's just one example. Choose from select 08 GMCs with rebates to $4,000. Certified pre-owned at Hyatt Pontiac Buick GMC.
And remember, folks, if you don't buy from Hyatt, you will pay too much.
News Channel 15's First Alert Weather with forecaster Kristen Van Dyke.
Good evening. We have seen a mixture of precip around the area. Most of it rainfall, though, especially down by the Grand Strand and the beaches. Some light to moderate rainfall here, moving on off to the east. And this will become more scattered as we go through the evening. And later on, there is a potential that it could switch over into some snow before ending. Across the PD, becoming very scattered. West of I-95, seeing some snowfall, but you can see that is very scattered. That'll continue to be the case as we go through the rest of the night. Picked up a little bit more snowfall in our border belt counties, just west of Lumberton and toward Laurinburg, up to an inch there, but you can see that that's now stopped. And as we go through the rest of the evening, could pick up just a little more accumulation through the rest of the night. Not much more, though. A lot of that's really starting to taper on off. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accumulations now. We can take a look at that map, the accumulation map, if we could possibly. Go to our other maps, please. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to that or not. Okay, here we are, the accumulation maps. All right, this is what we've seen, about an inch of accumulation up in our border belt counties. Could, again, see a little bit more, especially in the areas in white. And even though there's nothing for the Grand Strand, again, later tonight as that rainfall starts to exit the area, could see a few flurries or a few snow showers briefly, but it won't be sticking. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the temperatures right now. Temps are above freezing for the Grand Strand, in the low 40s here, where they're seeing rainfall across the PD. Temps here are in the low to mid 30s. These will be dropping fast. Some colder air is quickly moving into the area, and temps will be dipping down into the 20s for everyone, mid 20s for the PD. And so we'll receive that rainfall earlier today. In fact, many places picked up close to an inch of rain, and a few places more than an inch of rain. There is potential that some of that could ice over, so you certainly want to be careful if you're out in the roadways, especially the bridges and overpasses, as we go through tomorrow morning until that dries on out. It's going to be even colder tomorrow afternoon and on the windy side as well, so that will make it feel even colder. But the sunshine will return. Lots of sunshine in store for tomorrow. Highs, though, will not even make it to 40 degrees for the PD, and for the Grand Strand, expect highs right around 40. Those winds will start to die down tomorrow night, and with that light wind and clear skies, it will be frigid. Overnight lows will be dipping down into the teens, right around 18 degrees for the low. So looking at a very cold start for Monday morning, and those temperatures, even with lots of sunshine on Monday, will be a little bit warmer. We'll get out of the 30s, but it is still going to be on the cold side, with temps only topping out in the low to mid 40s, and eventually it will start to warm up a little bit from there. All right, so we'll dry things out by tomorrow morning. On the cold side, though, temps starting out in the upper 20s for the Grand Strand, with plenty of sunshine. Blustery in the morning, winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And for the afternoon, highs only right around 40 degrees for the Grand Strand, upper 30s the further inland that you go. For the PD, we'll start out in the middle and upper 20s tomorrow morning, but lots of sunshine, blustery as we go through the day. Highs only in the upper 30s tomorrow afternoon. Certainly colder than it has been, and it'll be feeling even colder than that with the winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We'll stay in the 40s for the next couple of days, and then by Tuesday, those temps will come up a little bit in the mid 50s, with a chance for some showers on Tuesday and even later into the week. as we get into a more unsettled weather pattern there. Temperatures will be warmer than what we'll have over the next couple of days, getting into the low to mid 50s and in the upper 50s as we head towards next week. So we are certainly drying things out as we go into tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. Highs, though, only in the upper 30s tomorrow. With that wind, it's going to be feeling a lot colder than that. So with that rain and some of that snow, some very cold air behind that, and you can expect that to stick around as we go into the work week.
Okay, Kristen, thanks a lot. It is not exactly boating weather, but that did not stop plenty of people from heading to the 24th annual Grand Strand Boat Show. The event kicked off yesterday at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. The boat show continues tonight until 9 p.m. and the final day is tomorrow. Mark Haggard has your sports highlights up next, so stick with us.
I didn't have auto insurance. Yeah, I was that awful uninsured driver everyone's afraid of. But when the price of auto insurance is way up here and your cash flow's way down here, you gotta make tough choices. Then I hooked up with Safe Auto. They got me all the insurance the state requires for less. They know what it's like. So now I'm insured. Fear me no more.
At Safe Auto, we know what it's like, and we're here to help 24/7. Play it safe. Call now.
Safe Auto. In this troubled economy, how can so many millions of people simply not be heard? Well, I hear you. You're asking for health care that covers everyone, protection from losing your home. You'd like to fill your tank without draining your wallet, and give your kids the future they deserve. If I'm your president, I will bring more than my 35 years of experience to the White House. I will bring your voice. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
They say, don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. For 31 straight years, we've backed up our talk with some of the toughest, most popular trucks on the road. With best-in-class towing and payload, we're working hard to make it 32 straight. Just announced 0% on all 2008 F-Series, or get up to $5,000 in total savings.
Want to turn your home from drab to fab? Then Pope's Furniture is your choice. We carry a full line of living, dining, and bedroom furniture from such famous names as Lazy Boy, Broyhill, and Bassett. We also carry a large assortment of appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and Genair. And if barbecuing is more your style, then Pope's Furniture is the area's only Holland Grills distributor. Come in and ask us about our free delivery and free setup plans. Pope's Furniture, everything for the home. Downtown Dillon.
Alert 15 text messaging brought to you by HTC. News Channel 15 Sports with Mark Haggard.
It's round 4 of the 5-round Bob Hope Classic. This year's field has a South Carolina flavor with DJ Trahan near the top of the leaderboard. Beautiful Palm Springs, California, and Trahan, a former Clemson star, started the day tied for second. Difficult approach shot here on the par 4 16th. This would set up a birdie for Trahan, looking for only his second win on tour. He's 20 under with 1 hole to play in his round. Justin Leonard here, the leader at 22 under par. And Coastal Carolina product Dustin Johnson is 6 under for the day through 14 holes. 8 shots off the lead at 14 under for the tournament. Now college basketball seen earlier on News Channel 15. Maryland at number 1 North Carolina, tied 80 all, final minute. Maryland gets it down low. Bambali Osby gets it to fall. Maryland up 2. North Carolina gets it back. Final seconds. Tyler Hansbrough shot no good, and Maryland upsets previously unbeaten North Carolina 82-80. There will be a new number 1 when the polls come out next week. Today, it's Turtle Power. The Terrapins pulling off the huge upset. Coastal Carolina women's basketball team entering this game against Radford, Big South Conference opener with a 4-game win streak, trailing by 13 at the half. Vicky Blanchard tries to rally the ladies' shots. Then it's Blanchard again. Nice drive. The ball fake, drills the jumper, but Radford picked to win the Big South this year, had just too much offense. Johnette Walker on to Kelly Darden. She hits it 71-54. Radford beats Coastal at Kimball Arena. And we've got a big night coming up tonight. We've got Clemson at Duke. That's going on right now. And CCU at High Point. Rich Crampanis is up there in the snow.
In the snow.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. And we have plenty of snow coming down in those parts as well.
Yes, we did earlier, picking up close to an inch already. And they could pick up a little bit more. The showers are becoming more scattered, though. And we're receiving all rain down by the beaches right now. But as it starts to taper off and we head later tonight, it could switch over to a few snow flurries. So we could see a few snow showers later tonight. But it'll all be coming to an end by midnight. All right, it's going to be a lot colder tomorrow, starting off in the 20s, highs only in the upper 30s near 40 for Sunday, and then starting off in the teens for your Monday with highs in the low 40s. And then as we head towards Tuesday, temps come up a little bit, and then a better chance for some showers again to go into Tuesday.
Okay, Kristen, thanks a lot. That wraps it up for us at 6. Now, be sure to stay with your political news leader throughout the evening. We will break into programming for any updates on the problems at the polls and, of course, the winner of the Republican primary. Have a great night. Be safe out there on the roads. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.
Great view, great food, the coldest drinks, and a great new Asian salad. Roasted chicken with strawberries, mandarin oranges, almonds, and crisp Asian noodles on romaine lettuce. Creek Rat, water.